But yeah, Endy Rodriguez is the type of player who I really like, which is like switch hitting, up the middle, contact oriented, and then all the other multi-positional stuff is, gravy. So I've been a big Endy guy for a while, and I'm glad that he's played this well because he's a super fun player.
Yeah, you actually, in the article, you describe Endy Rodriguez as the player that Spotify's algorithm would recommend to Fangraphs if prospects were musical artists. So, I guess go a little bit more into that. I mean, we're really excited about Endy Rodriguez. We're pretty bummed out we don't get to see him opening day, and we'll probably have to do the whole Super 2 thing with him. But, what really excites you about Endy?
Just little athletes like this who can catch are so much fun. Like, this is one of those lightning quick, twitchy catch and throw guys who's athletic enough to play other positions. And from the left side, like at the plate, his ability to really tuck those hands in and barrel stuff on the inner edge of the plate, I think is really special. And you see that trait in a lot of these, special up the middle, like the Rays have a bunch of, like Wander Franco's this type of guy where he's so compact and short to the ball and his hands are so quick that he can let the ball travel extra deep before he has to decide whether or not to swing. And guys like this just grind away at pitchers. They're spoiling, tough pitches on the edge with 2 strikes, and they're just a huge pain in the ass. And to have any sort of offensive output from the catching position is a big deal, right? I mean, think about the team that just won the World Series and what their catcher does offensively, like nothing. There's just so many other important aspects to that position that when you have someone who's like capable of doing those things and does anything at all on offense, it's a really, really big deal. Now, the risk here with Endy is most big league catchers aren't this small. Like, you take a beating. You're catching 100 games a year. You're taking, barrels to the back of your head and your mask and foul balls off your inner thigh. And, for a small guy to take that kind of beating, I think it's part of why you just look around the big leagues and the guys who actually perform consistently on offense over a long period of time, like they're built like Brian McCann. They're built like Travis d'Arnaud and, Tyler Flowers and these guys who like break late. Maybe they struggle early, but they break late. Evan Gattis and stuff like that. Like, it's pretty rare for a guy to be built like Endy and be a primary catcher without having the bumps and bruises impact his offense. It's why like Austin Barnes and Garrett Stubbs and guys like this haven't really gotten a shot to be a primary guy, even though, especially in Stubbs' case, like Stubbs' minor league numbers were insane. So that's the caveat there. It's why I think continuing for him to play other positions is pretty important, because it's going to keep, some of the burden of catching off of his body. And that's also why I think it's really important that Henry Davis develops, and that, what happened to him last year is hopefully an anomaly, because I think the two of them in tandem doing a mix of both, catching and DHing probably in Davis's case, and catching and, probably playing a corner outfield, maybe some second base, probably not. For Endy, I think that's going to be a big deal and help max both of those guys out.
I'm not going to forget that you just compared Endy to Wander.
Yeah, it's just that short, that short lever guy.
I ignored everything else you said. You compared Endy to Wander. We're done. That's all we
I've heard 2 things so far, right? Endy and Wander, but I also heard Tamar and Jose Ramirez. So
yep, we're done here. Jose Ramirez.
That's all we need to know, Pirates
Wander
fans.
Franco are Pirates.
That's how you know.
I mean, I don't know why.
I'm avoiding comps like, the plague in most of the writing, unless it's, very specifically about the body or whatever it is. Because people do like to run with that when purely a physical comp in both cases. Trying to paint the picture.
So also, like when you say Johnson swing bears some mechanical resemblance to Bryce Harper. So he's basically a combination of Bryce Harper and Jose Ramirez.
Yeah, combo.
I can see why he's like that.
Kind of that Yeah, that stiff front side where, yeah, man. Oh, that rear foot is coming off the ground sometimes for Tamar because of how much of his weight is transferring into that front leg. He's just so, yeah, man.
You all, thank you for watching. I know we try to provide the most entertaining content that we can, and we'd love to spread it to as many people as possible. So I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but if you could take the 5 seconds to like this video and subscribe to the page, it helps out so much more than you know. Thank you, and let's go Bucks.